It's Movie Time is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.org.
It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Hope Madden.
This is It's Movie Time, and it's summertime.
It is.
Blockbuster City here.
Yeah.
Now, the new DC entry, Wonder Woman. Hope, can it compare with anything in Marvel?
That's a good question. I think that it kind of does hold its own, to be honest with you. It's certainly, I think, the best DC film I've seen since Christopher Nolan stopped making them.
Yes, boy, oh, for sure, yeah. And, what is its characteristic, would you say? I mean, what would make somebody want to go see it?
I think, it has... It strikes me that it has kind of the almost innocent quality that the first Captain America had, which I suppose it benefits the time period because it's World War I.
Yes.
So I think that makes sense, but it's just a nice change of pace from sort of the heavy, dark, kind of overwrought DC films we've seen lately.
Yeah.
And it's got a little humor to it, some nice but low-key humor, nothing Marvel-esque. But I think it's a little lighter.
Yeah. That's a great point because I think of these little characters, the boys, the mercenaries.
Yeah.
That they enjoined to go get the Germans.
Sure.
Are kind of funny, ragtag.
Yes. Yeah. I think Chris Pine gets a couple of great lines, but I think Gal Gadot gets at least one really, really funny though low-key line.
Yeah. First of all, I thought Pine had a better script than she in some way.
I think, and I think this is true of most superhero movies, the hero doesn't have much opportunity to have range. So I think she does a fine job with what she has, but I mean, Superman doesn't have a lot of range.
No, that's great.
Batman is kind of brooding. I mean, it's usually the supporting characters that get to have more personality. But Chris Pine is just a charmer in this one.
Oh my gosh.
And I really liked the way in several scenes they reverse gender roles in the way that you would traditionally see them in a superhero movie, which I thought they did very charmingly.
Pine is the pilot, World War I, the spy, the British spy, though he doesn't have an accent.
I think he's an American spy working for the British.
Working for the British, right, okay. So his plane goes down in this clouded, shrouded island of Amazons. And then she, that is the future, what we call Wonder Woman, just Diana, goes out, saves him. And then, I'll tell you, I loved this section on the island. I love the women. I love the Amazons. I love Robin Wright.
Yeah, she was great.
Connie
Nielsen.
Connie Nielsen was terrific as her mom. And that opening fight sequence with the Germans, I thought was quite good.
I agree with you. I thought it was pretty spectacular. I felt like you've got the traditional origin story, and there's always the sort of montage of watching them fight and grow older and become great, which is a little tired at this point. Although for Wonder Woman, it stays fresh because we haven't seen it so many times that you're like, we get it. It's the origin story. We've seen this, so there's freshness to it there. But I definitely felt like it dragged a little bit until that fight scene, and it was great. Really well staged.
Yes, oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I would liken it to Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
I mean, they're just beautifully acrobatic, jumping high, and using bows and arrows.
Yeah.
Some very old kind of weaponry, and being successful with some losses. And so I thought it really had qualities that I liked very much. Then,
agreed.
Hope, the second act in London, I thought was terrific with her as the naive
fish out of water.
Yeah,
very
yes.
much. Yeah.
Didn't you think that worked out well?
I did. I thought that she did a nice job of. I thought the approach was interesting because she's completely naive, right? She's been on this island paradise for centuries, so everything is very fresh and new to her and weird, which is great. At the same time, they bring that same quality to sort of the way she looks at chivalry, for instance, like.
Yes.
Why are you holding a door for me? Why are you holding my hand? Things like that. And I also like the way Chris Pine's character adapts quickly to that. Like, of course you don't need this to happen. I thought it was smartly put together.
I love when she enters the room with all the British politicos there who are stunned that a woman
Right.
would be there, and she's so cool.
Yeah.
And I love her outfit. You know, there are a lot of frumpy dresses they
Mhm.
wanted her in,
Mhm.
and then she has this kind of almost male.
Very classic looking, right? And pragmatic for the time. Probably the
yes.
closest she could get to something that she could wear around and well fight in.
Well, Gal, who has appeared before,
Mhm.
we've seen her before,
Mhm.
seems to me to be physically very close to what the comic origin wanted her to look like.
Well, I think it helps that she spent 2 years in the Israeli army.
Yeah,
Gal
boy.
Gadot did. So
Yeah,
you know
boy.
she's convincing in
Yeah.
a superhero role.
She's fit, she's
Mhm.
tall, her hair is as dark black, just as as we would have expected it to be. She has a nice, quiet quality about her, but also a little bit of humor, a little bit of irony
Mhm.
about her.
Mhm.
I think, you know, I've thought about this, and you said it well. It doesn't have the smart-ass dialogue of
Right.
Marvel.
No.
That Marvel has developed into,
Sure.
almost to excess.
Right. But and it would have been ill-suited, particularly for her character.
Yes, right, you're right. But I would say physically, she's equivalent to Chris Hemsworth in Thor. You know,
I
they
can
just
see that.
seem to be made from birth
Right.
to look
Gods.
like
Absolutely.
yes,
Yes.
like gods.
Agreed.
Now, the third act.
Mm,
What'd you think?
drags.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it really
Oh,
does.
no.
It's unfortunate, you know, in the movie because it does have a lot going for it, but it's 220 and it feels every minute of 220. And it's not just the third act. I feel like they could have trimmed, you know,
Oh.
5 or 10 minutes from here and there and everywhere. But yeah, the third act, it's just,
Hope, why do I have to go through this with every hero movie?
I don't know.
It just ends up in mayhem.
Yeah,
Stupid blasts all over the place.
yeah,
Ridiculous confrontations.
yeah.
And I'm thinking they dispatch one of the bad guys, one of my favorites there, the Houston.
Danny Houston.
Danny
Love
Houston.
him.
I
Always
know.
love
They
him.
dispatch him with electricity or something. I've been doing this for ages in movies.
Mhm.
I mean, you can't do better than that.
Yeah, and I do, you know, I get weary of just watching two, you know, just like with the Superman movie, you know, just two people fly around and
Yeah.
bang into each other and then bang into each other, and you think, oh, at some point, what's gonna, you know, it's tedious.
Yeah, and it's too bad because the first two acts were so good.
Yeah,
But I think we're going to see more of Gal. I think she's a wonderful Wonder Woman,
Mhm.
and she is going to be even better, I think, as the franchise goes on.
well, she was certainly the highlight of Batman v Superman.
Ooh, that's not much.
No, it's not. It's not saying a lot.
Hope, man, the film is Wonder Woman. And you know, in a small way, you're my Wonder Woman.
Oh, thank you.
What grade would you give it?
B minus.
All right. And I'm going to give it a B plus because obviously I care about the lead.
Got a little crush?
Oh, I don't know. I think every male in the audience had a little bit
It's
of
hard
a
not
crush
to.
on her.
It's hard not to.
All right.